this guy named KTS Dre was walking out of Cook County Jail, and he got shot 64 times.
I want you to take a look at this autopsy of Leandro Sylvester, alias KTS Dre, the Cook County Medical Center leaked to the public. It shows a bullet-riddled 31-year-old rapper and gangbanger from Chicago who had just posted bail following being booked into the Cook County Jail after violating his probation. And while leaving the jail on July 11, 2021, a car would hinder his exit before two men brandished their firearms and unloaded upwards of 80 shots, hitting KTS Dre 64 times across his face, chest, thighs, and back, and in the process wounding a 60-year-old woman before fleeing the scene. With this gruesome attack being captured on camera, and regardless of there being surveillance evidence of this savage assassination in front of a full-blown prison facility, and numerous people taking to socials to diss KTS Dre for being gunned down and being dissed in drill music, no suspects were apprehended or charged for this murder. A logically advanced society we now live in, where it's almost impossible to commit a violent crime such as murder and not have it captured on surveillance footage, I want to present to you the most gruesome murders in Chicago caught on camera. Bloodhound Lil Jeff, born Jeffrey Lamar Harris Jr. on July 14, 2002, is the first victim in our story. But don't get it twisted, Lil Jeff has an infamous reputation in the gang-ridden streets of Chicago that very much precedes him being titled a victim. He was affiliated with the Bloodhounds, who frequented on East 79th and South Maryland Avenue, and regardless of the speculation that he may have not been about that street life, following his untimely passing, his own mother and father would go online and say verbatim he didn't get killed and that he had come to kill you all.
Well, Bloodhound Lil Jeff got shot and killed. He got shot 12 times, and you actually talked about this.
19. 19, man, stood over. Man, they was running around Chicago. Even their parents knew it. I seen his parent, both his parents say, y'all didn't kill him, he came to kill y'all. So when I seen his parents bragging about it, I said, yeah, I see why he gone. You know, his parents was aware of what he was doing and approved of it.
And similar to gangs on the south side of Chicago who frequently gunned down their rival gang members and dissed them on drill music, it wasn't any different for the Bloodhounds. I need you to bear with me so I can relay a couple of murders that eventually led to Bloodhound Lil Jeff getting gunned down a total of 19 times while he himself was on a mission to get someone else killed as retaliation. On February 7th, 2023, JB Bin Laden, a prominent and high-ranking member of the Bloodhounds, would post a cryptic and telling tweet on Twitter which read, "Tables turn, bridges burn, it is what it is." This very tweet would foreshadow a drift between the Bloodhounds and Trap City, who had an alliance which had been fortified for almost a decade, and one murder over a stolen chain would drift these two gangs, as on March 16th, 2023, Bloodhound Lil Jeff's cousin, Z Money, would have his car parked on the 1300 block of East 79th Street at around 2 p.m. when an occupant exited their vehicle and unloaded a barrage of shots towards Z Money. He managed to exit his car and attempt to flee the trailing gunman, but to his misfortune, the gunman would strike him down, even running up towards him and firing even more shots to an already wounded Z Money, with witnesses claiming they stopped counting at 29 shots. Z Money would subsequently be rushed to the hospital, but would unfortunately lose his life.
Wait, ready? This one I want the clip too. They say his dad from down here, Big J or something like that. Big J.
Yeah. Anybody you got?
So his daddy is from down here.
Yeah, fuck used to hang with them. They know what they did.
So okay.
They know what they did.
So okay, the Bloodhounds. Y'all was cool.
Everybody that got a
that was my homie.
He stole the chain, bro. We tried like he took it. He stole my homie chain.
And following the murder of Z Money, Bloodhound Lil Jeff and Bloodhound Q50 would tattoo Z Money's name in red above their eyebrows to forever commemorate the fallen friend. And following the passing of Z Money, the get back would be almost instantaneous, as on January the 26th, childhood friends Montario Williams, who was 17, and Robert Boston, who was 16, and a group of other students walked out of the Innovations High School onto the first block of North Wabash. As they approached a nearby CTA station, a stolen Infiniti SUV stopped on Wabash. 3 men jumped out of the car and fired shots for about 15 seconds. Monty and Rob were believed to be a part of the Baby Killer NM gang residing on the near west side of Chicago, and were allegedly also involved in robbing Bloodhound Lil Jeff of 2 watches and a pendant.
Yeah. What did it say?
They coming like, look, tell the op.
We talking broad day.
You take the off for him.
We got like 50K down. That fake AP they got. I just turned up.
Yeah, we need a whole 4L, gang. With the whole 4L, shout out Young Nudie and my cousin too, all my folk down there in the 8. Shit going on for real.
You ain't got nobody in mind like you like industry-wise like shit.
Really, like, I ain't gonna lie, twin. Like,
Good, man. We got JL, man.
hold on, y'all. Hold on. I ain't gonna lie.
Put that J in there.
Look, only artist I really wanna f with right now, probably Big 30, goddamn.
How much that is on y'all wrist right there, man?
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Public service announcement. On my dead grandmother head, if I'm lying, I'm down. God could come pull me out this car right now. I never took a dollar from nothing. A nigga said, let me take a picture, this, that, and that. I look up, the nigga then ran down. We all the way at the top of the staircase first off. The nigga then ran. I look up, the nigga taking off down the stairs with 5 more extra. I'm like, damn, I thought it was gangster. The whole time I'm right there still working with him. I'm telling him we could keep this gangster and be gangster. And I respect it's gonna be what it's gonna be to keep this gangster.
And while on their lunch break, that stolen Infinity would come to a halt, 3 men exiting that vehicle and gunning down the 2 teenagers.
Vargas says she was grazed with one of the bullets.
I heard like 4 shots that was so super anxious and sad, and I was
February 2nd, 2025, the Chicago PD charged Bloodhound T Slick with first-degree murder in the shooting death of Monty and Rob, using social media videos, phone records, and auto theft records to narrow down the shooters, with them even stating that one of the supposed murderers had lost their life in the previous year, which would be our very own Bloodhound Lil Jeff. 3 weeks following the murder of Monty and Rob, Lil Jeff dropped his song rapping, just walked into Lids for 2 hits, really stepping on blood. Is know how it get. He ain't get a chance to run, can't say he tripped. Bounced out with 4 sticks, 2 niggas got hit.
It's not one tuck came out my eye in that hallway. If anything, I was in that hallway telling y'all, you know what's gonna happen. I was right there telling y'all.
Then, after openly bragging about murdering the 2 boys who were gunned down while exiting Innovations High School on June the 8th, Lil Jeff's life would swiftly come to a halt, as leaked surveillance footage shows him, Q50, and 2 other Bloodhound members exiting a vehicle and running after a Trap City member named Trap City Rob on 66 South Rhodes Avenue. And as Trap City Rob ran into the house in an attempt to flee the trailing shooters, Bloodhound Lil Jeff would run after him. And as Trap City turned around, he would fire a couple of shots hitting Jeff's chest, where he collapsed to the ground, and he would stand over him, hitting him a total of 19 times. He would be transported to the hospital, but unfortunately would lose his life.
And when they seen him, they whooped Lil Jeff, jumped on him or fought him, and then next thing you know, it spiraled into like killing. Like Lil Jeff came out of nowhere actually. Like I didn't know who he was until he jumped on the screen and he was like, I got 8 bodies. I'm like, what the fuck, who is this? Like, I ain't never heard of him. He just pop up and say he got 8 bodies.
Will start happening. Y'all know this by now. I went black for like a week, and poof. Gotta go after that one. Poof. I came back. Poof. I don't live this stuff.
And then next thing you know, he ran over there on the porch, told them he was pulling up, waited outside. You could see on the video somebody outside like talking to their girlfriend or, you know, talking to a person who they just, you know, interacted with. And you see him run down and chase the guy in the house. And then you see him flying back off the porch. And then you hear do. And the paperwork can say he was hit 19 times in the chest area.
He was shot 19
times. And that's how I think they grabbed Rob for the murder, because it's overkill. It ain't self-defense 19 times.
Hey look, Jeff and Z Money ain't go to heaven on my dead grandma. They went somewhere. Ooh, hey, I don't even want to tell you where they went. I ain't gonna lie. My homies can't go to heaven on my dead grandma. We did too much to go to heaven. I know where my brother went. I know where my brother at. My brother, he 50 miles away. He 50 miles. He 50,000 miles away from heaven on my dead grandma. We don't go to. I still love God, but we don't go to heaven, folks. I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going.
And fresh out of the penitentiary, King Von would drop his debut mixtape, Grandson Volume 1, on September the 20th, 2019, landing on number 53 on Billboard's 200 album charts, soaring to heights his counterpart FBG Duck hadn't yet. And in response to Von's apparent success, FBG Duck would go on IG Live, discrediting Von's success in the rap game and daring him to put money on his head.
Von to get his wig split. Von know who to play with, and I'm not the don't play with. But none of my ops can't f***ing rap. Lil Durk with all that auto-tune, that sit down. That's how they want it. That's what they want to do. They want to put the money on my head. Y'all want to put your money on my head, man. Try your luck, man. Cause I got enough of this shit too, man.
And in a move that would surprise a lot of people, on December the 7th, 2019, FBG Duck would drop Chicago Legends, a track paying homage to the allies of Tuckerville who had lost their lives at the hands of the BDs like Lil Mark, Lil Jojo, Lil Mister, and even showing some respect to the BDs who had lost their lives like Lil Durk's cousin OTF Newski, GBE gang-banging rapper Fredo Santana, and 600 lyricist L.A. Capone. Whether this was meant to be an olive branch and an effort to advance peace talks between 63rd and O Block, reconciliation was the last thing on King Von's mind, because on February 2022, he'll drop Toka to the O, a storytelling masterpiece of King Von depicting a female from Kankakee setting up FBG Duck and Von shooting him to death, with Von and the woman laughing about it in the end. A week following the drop of Toka to the O, FBG Duck would drop I'm from 63rd, debuting all of Von's claims, accusing Von of lying in his raps and reminiscing on how he used to beat up Von on the school bus back when they were younger.
Especially Von. He know he got his beat. Tuga. He got his beat on the bus. Your ass used to hang with us on Tuga. He flipped because your ass scared.
And whether FBG Duck thought him and King Von were now embroiled in a rap beef rather than a gang war, we may well never know, because on May the 21st, 2020, a vlog would be uploaded to King Von's channel depicting him returning back to his childhood block, Parkway Gardens, and handing out wads of cash to his closest friends, which the FBI believe this was the very day King Von and Lil Durk's brother D-Thang a $100,000 bounty for the murder of gangster disciple rapper FBG Duck. And after a countless number of friends and relatives like Jakira Bonds, his cousin Kobe Mack, and his brother FBG Brick lost their lives at the hands of the black disciples from O Block, on July the 10th, 2020, FBG Duck would drop dead. He'd start off by claiming that making Chicago Legends, a song in which he pays homage to his closest friends and allies of Tuckerville, even showing some respect to the BDs who lost their lives, was strictly a business move. He'd open up his verse by dissing J Money and claiming that people who dared disrespect 63rd would suffer the same fate. C Murder's brother Sherrod Liggins would catch a stray for getting shot while walking with his iPod and hit this D-Thang from 600 and end the song off by dissing T-Roy and O.D. Perry. 3:58 p.m. August the 4th, 2020. 26 minutes before 4 O Block shooters would jump out with surgical masks and take FBG Duck's life, two black men walk into the Montclair store on Oak Street. One subject wore a Yankees cap and the other a red t-shirt. And since they didn't seem all too affluent, the security guard started recording them in the fear that these guys were here to steal some Montclair clothing. Little did he know that the man in the Yankees cap was 33-year-old Ralph Turpin, or better yet, THFTZ. And on this recording that's now with the police, he is seen on a phone call telling somebody that he had just spotted Duck on Oak Street.
So I'ma gon' tell y'all, his name is Ralph Turpin, also known as TZ, THFTZ. I know him as Foul. He was the one saw my baby downtown, watched him from across the street, and lied and told them when they had a 100K bounty on my son's head.
That one phone call would set everything into motion, and 6 O Block gang members are seen racing down the stairway in Parkway Gardens. The 6 men were Moowop, C Murder, Kenny Mack, Los, C-Thang, and 19-year-old Zell Munner. The 6 men would jump into 2 separate cars, a 2016 Black Fusion where Los is the driver, and a 2013 Chrysler 300 driven by Kenny Mack. And as the members from O Block ready their guns and put on their COVID masks, as Lil Durk confessed on Still Trapping,
Bro slide with a COVID mask. Last op he overgas. Smoke. He got back door.
FBG Duck is still standing in line outside the Dolce & Gabbana store, following social distancing protocol and patiently waiting his turn to buy his son a birthday gift.
And that's how he ended up in front of Dolce and got out, and he was following the rules of the social distance. He was standing outside.
And at 4:25 p.m., 2 cars would come to a halt on Oak Street. Zelmona, Muwop, C-Thang, and C-Murder all jump out, approach FBG Duck, and unload 38 shots, 21 of which struck FBG Duck's chest, neck, back, and thighs as he tragically fell to the ground. Witnesses also heard one of the shooters screaming, "Yep," as Duck hit the ground, and after 15 seconds of mayhem on Oak Street, all 4 men jumped back into their cars and returned to Parkway Gardens, leaving Duck to succumb to his injuries.
Erica and Brad, a man and woman, were seriously injured in this shooting, but their friend, a rising Chicago rapper, did not survive.
I heard like a machine gun going off.
Howard Gordon happened to be standing outside his convenience store. That's when those shots echoed. His store surveillance captured the horrific sounds.
I knew for sure this was gunshots.
4 individuals exited those vehicles, 2 from each vehicle, and began firing.
Close to 50 shots fired before the shooters jumped back into their cars, leaving this bloody scene behind.
And following the murder of Charlton Weekly, the FBI would release photo and video evidence to the public showing a thirsty and impatient Ralph Turpin inside the Montclair store on Oak Street, keeping track of FBG Duck's every move and waiting for the O-Block goons to come and gun Duck down. Surveillance footage from the Parkway Gardens would show the perpetrators running down the stairs in O-Block after getting the location from THF-TZ, getting into their cars, and traffic cameras would spot them racing from the gang-ridden streets of the south side of Chicago to the ever-so affluent streets of the Gold Coast, and with cameras outside Oak Street capturing the O-Block savages exiting their cars and gunning down FBG Duck. And after having a hand in numerous murders across Chicago in an effort to retaliate for the murder of his blood brother D-Thang, Lil Durk was still looking for a way to retaliate for his late friend King Vaughn, and that opportunity would soon present itself. After various attempts on Quando Rondo's life, federal investigators allege Lil Durk made it clear to various gang members within his vicinity that he would financially compensate anyone who took part in the murder of Quando Rondo. And on August the 18th, Lil Durk and his entourage would learn from co-conspirator 4, who could be someone who resided in Los Angeles, that Quando Rondo was in the City of Angels and staying in a hotel in downtown LA. And immediately after learning about Quando's whereabouts, OTFDD would recruit Jones, Lindsay, Houston, and co-conspirator 2, while also texting co-conspirator 3 everybody's biographical information like names, dates of birth, and photo ID to co-conspirator 3, who was responsible for booking flights for defendants to travel from Chicago to San Diego, California, using what federal investigators labeled as OTF Credit Card 1. And by the time Lil Durk texted co-conspirator 3 and informing them not to book any flights under any names linked to him, it may have been already too late. Nevertheless, on the same day of August the 18th, Lil Durk would allegedly board a private jet alongside his fellow co-defendant Kayvon Grant in Miami and fly to Los Angeles so they could help in coordinating the murder of Quando Rondo. And upon arrival, Wilson, Lindsay, Houston, and co-conspirator 2 would rent 2 cars, a white BMW and a white 4-door Infiniti, and purchase 4 black ski masks using cash, and then would drive towards the Los Angeles County to meet Kayvon Grant, who had gotten off the jet with Lil Durk. And after all the co-defendants gathered together, Wilson would use what federal investigators labeled as OTF Credit Card 2 to book hotels for the co-conspirators at the Universal City Hotel. Kayvon would then leave and go acquire firearms and handing them out to Lindsay, Jones, and co-conspirator 2, including a firearm that was modified to operate as a fully automatic machine gun, aka a switch. Then the next day, on August the 19th, all 4 co-defendants would use the BMW and the Infiniti to track and follow Quando Rondo, who was riding in a black Escalade, as traffic cameras in downtown LA show 2 vehicles following Quando's black Escalade to a weed dispensary located on Flower Street in downtown LA. Not getting a chance to kill him on Flower Street, they would follow Quando to a clothing store in West Hollywood located on Melrose Avenue. They would then leave the clothing store and head to Beverly gas station located on Beverly Boulevard, with Quando Rondo taken to Instagram to post a video of him and his cousin sitting in the back of an Escalade holding 2 bottles of Ace of Spades and seemingly enjoying each other's company. But little did he know, this would be the last moment they would share together, because after pulling up to the gas station, Houston would park their rented Infiniti in an alleyway with co-defendants Grant, Lindsay, and co-conspirator 2 exiting the vehicle, approaching Quando's Escalade and unloading a barrage of shots towards the SUV, hitting Quando's cousin, Savion Robinson, and killing him, then jumping back into the sedan and fleeing the scene. They'll travel to a burger spot to discuss payment for the murder they had just participated in, and in an attempt to get far away from the crime scene as possible, co-conspirator Dre would then again use OTF credit card 1 to book return flights for co-conspirator 2, Wilson, Lindsay and Houston to travel back to Chicago, leaving Quando Rondo's cousin Savion Robinson to bleed out at the Beverly Center and unfortunately dying of his injuries.
Scene here as investigators say the apparent target of this deadly gunfire, a rapper from the Atlanta area. They say a pretty well-known rapper too in this area, along with a second person in his black Cadillac Escalade. May have been a relative, may have been a member of his entourage, we don't know, but it's that second person, not the rapper, but the second person who was hit by gunfire, dies from the gunfire. Let's get right into it. Mike, you'll give you a look. The gas station here, this is right across the street from the busy Beverly Center on La Cienega. See all that broken glass there? That's where the Escalade is parked. They're getting gas when all of a sudden the windows are blown out by gunfire. They're under attack by bullets flying all over the place. To the left, Mike, you'll give you a look. See all those white evidence markers on the ground? Each one of those is by a shell casing. Give you an idea how many rounds are fired. Police say in that alleyway, the white vehicle pulls up 3 out and they start firing at will, blasting away, targeting that black SUV, the rapper and his second person inside.
And upon landing in Illinois and the news announcing the death of Savion Robinson, defendants Wilson would pay Jones and Lindsay on behalf of co-conspirator 1, who's Lil Durk.
A search is on for 3 people who police say shot at a Savannah rapper, killing a member of his entourage. A search is on for 3 people who police say shot at a Savannah rapper, killing a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles and cameras captured the aftermath. Shots fired, a fight taken to the streets, and this chaotic scene, the ending of a shooting that started in Los Angeles, California. Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. Savannah rapper Quando Rondo, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight. It all started at this mobile gas station at 5:30 Friday evening. LAPD says witnesses heard multiple gunshots, then watched a couple cars zoom off. 3 people in 1 car shot at this black Cadillac Escalade. It's unclear if those inside shot back.
This brazen murder was played out in broad daylight, and regardless of Quando and his cousin Pub riding around the Beverly Center, a shopping district that costs upwards of $100 million to build, it's clear that the OTF shooters behind the murder of Pub didn't care about the consequences that would potentially follow on the back of murdering a man in such a tourist-populated area, which is eerily similar to the death of FBG Duck in the Gold Coast. And following the murder of Pub, a lot of people would chime in on the incident, with a barrage of O-Block affiliated BDs taken to Instagram to celebrate the murder of Pub, with one member posting a story that had a sentence, "Ain't no time frame on that get back." And with federal investigators alleging that Lil Durk was willing to provide monetary compensation and music opportunities to those willing to get involved in the murder of Quando Rondo or anyone close to him, Lil Durk's personal friend DJ Bands would take to Instagram the signing artists to belt to ass records as long as they were willing to get someone clapped.
Belt the ass records, you know what I'm saying? We signed, man. Anybody could get signed, man. That's all you gotta do is play crazy out here. You get signed, man.
And after being laughed at on Clubhouse by Quando Rondo and Lul Pab 3 months before the incident at the Beverly Center, Lil Vernie the Muscle would take to Instagram to tell Quando Rondo to keep his head high.
Lil Vernie, what's up, man?
What's the word, 6-0?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. How the f you miss a whole I ain't gonna lie,
boy, they ain't got no money. I know Dawg said go get the money, but I know they ain't got no money that night. Yeah.
And in September 2022, Savannah Rolling 60s members would be seen attending Lil Pub's funeral, with Quando being seen carrying Pub's casket and Lil Tim popping champagne at Pub's wake. Then, on September the 6th, 2022, Quando Rondo would take the internet by storm and proclaim to be laying down his flag and no longer representing the neighborhood Rolling 60s Crips due to his belief that someone from LA's Rolling 60s branch had lined him up. By now, I think we're all familiar with who Quando believes lined him and his cousin up, Rolling 60 rapper Brick Baby. He went on Adam's No Jumper podcast to proclaim his disliking of Quando Rondo due to his inability to use his rap money to help the Rolling 60s in Los Angeles.
It's like Quando Rondo.
You're not with him.
Boy, stop. Don't come to the 60s and want to provide now that bro that boy your ass.
Well, that's gotta be weird for you because you with Durk so much.
It ain't weird for me. You know what I'm saying? You're not from Rolling 60s.
Oh, really?
You not from LA Rolling 60s. You not from Rolling 60s.
Right.
You gotta come talk to the streets.
And a week or so following Pop's murder, Brick Baby would take to social media to badmouth Quando Rondo for not pulling up on the Rolling 60s and checking in with them.
If you from out of town and you banging the hood from California, you're an imitation gangbanger if you do not check in. If you do not make sure your hood is funded, if you don't make sure your hood got blicks, if you don't make sure your hood got sticks and the kids is eating over there, a couple who put you down with the play family is straight, you're an imitation because a motherfucker don't deal with the same enemies we deal with in LA. You can't leave a hood that you never was in. You claiming our hood. You cannot leave a hood you never was in unless you just get put off. Stop claiming it. If you don't want to deal with street politics, stop gangbanging.
And from here on out, a slew of interviews would follow with Brick Baby, claiming he was surprised when he heard Quando Rondo, a Rolling 60, had a hand in the killing of King Von because of the close relationship the Rolling 60s had with the BDs. And in an appearance on Real Life production, he would be laughing at Quando Rondo for laying his flag down.
Have you ever thought about leaving the set alone? Because recently there was a young rapper who said he's done with that. He said he's done with that. But
hey, said 1, 2, 3. Man, never in life. Even if I was we got retired gangbangers in the hood.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's the way you go about it. You go never drop your flag though.
Then, a month and a half following the shooting in the Beverly Center, Brick Baby would call upon Lil Durk signee OTFC3 to collaborate with him on his track, Brick Lotto. I heard they claiming 60, have them real hoods get at you, and rapping they drop your location, we at your spot, we pull up like peekaboo. And with all these subtle yet incriminating references towards Quando Rondo, on February the 4th, 2023, Brick Baby would appear on No Jumper and outright proclaim Lil Pab's murder was direct retaliation for the murder of King Von.
Oh yeah, Sly for Von, right? Yeah.
They say you can't say that no more.
Why? Oh yeah, because of no. Like
they
who died?
You can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash? Or who?
Nah, because Lul Pab.
Oh. What's that?
But I'm just saying, they just say you can't say that no more. That's the new term, like no more Sly for Von.
And after not referencing the situation at all, on December the 2nd, 2022, Lil Durk would make a guest appearance on Babyface Ray's Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy and rap up about how he gets into his feelings when he thinks about the brothers he lost and how he'd rather get revenge rather than millions, and ending the song off by saying that he got the Addy, got the location, told his shooters they got the green light, and after turning on the news, he saw someone's son screaming no.